Okay, so I went shopping like 2 days ago. No, yeah, 2 days ago when it was the sunny day. And I got a bunch of stuff from Bershka. Not a bunch of stuff. I got like two sweaters, a pair of shoes, and underwear. And I put everything in the self checkout. And so these two sweaters and the pair of shoes are like quite chunky stuff, and the underwear is like a really tiny pack of three. So I forgot my underwear at the store. And I was like, oh, are they gonna give it to me back? And then I go back the next day and they're like, oh, sorry, like there's only one left in stock anyways. And they're like, oh, how do we know that it's like you don't have it and you're just coming? And I'm like, bro, literally I have the receipt, I have the date, I have the time. And they had to call the manager, and then the manager came, and then they had to go check the CCTV cameras to make sure that I was really a dumbass that left my stuff in the self checkout. And then no, because like the receipt just shows that you bought it. It doesn't show like
that you. I see.
exactly.
They think that you took it home.
Yeah, I mean, and every time you're like, oh, we believe you just have to check. We believe you just have to check. I'm like, oh yeah, just check. And then that took like a good 30 minutes for some reason, them just checking the CCTV cameras, even though I gave them the exact date and time because it said with the receipt it was like 6:16 p.m. on the 19th of September 2025. Whatever, takes 30 minutes, come back, give me one last pair. And it's even in the wrong size because I got it in the large. Because I had gotten mediums like a couple months before from Action, and those were really tight.
Yeah.
And so I thought, okay, I guess I'm a large now. I'm not a large. Yeah, but anyways.
Oh, but you've worn it already then.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, then
Yeah. I can't return it. I don't think there's a return.
For me, it's super weird because I don't think like I'm a small necessarily, just like given population wise. But like underwear stretches. Okay, I don't have an issue if it's like uncomfortable or tight, I suppose.
Oh yeah.
Because then every time, like you could essentially wear all the sizes besides large. Yeah, and it's kind of all the same. So then I always just like keep getting small. But I don't think I'm small, but like it just is fine.
But the thing also like with mine at least is like it's really just the waistband size. So like with a medium, like I have like I guess bigger thighs than normal because when I wear medium, like it's really tight. It's really tight around my thighs.
Yeah.
But then with the large, it fits snugly, like comfortably around my thigh. Then the waistband is like all squiggly and stuff because it's not like fitting to my waist. So I guess I have to get a little.
It's boxes.
Yeah.
Is one more comfortable than the other between boxes and briefs?
Oh, I don't think I've worn briefs since I was like 6 years old.
Oh, okay.
So there's the answer to that question. What are we even talking about today?
Interesting. I know you got two pairs of shoes. What happened?
Oh, I got one pair of shoes.
You said two pairs of shoes and a pair of
I said two sweaters, one pair of shoes.
I swear you said two pairs of shoes and a pack of underwear. Okay, whatever. I'm going to.
Okay.
Okay. What sort of shoes?
Oh, platform loafers.
Okay. Okay, then it's justifiable to get at Bershka. I got shoes once at Bershka, and like after a certain amount of time, the soles literally just fell off, and I was like, okay, fair enough. I mean,
I don't think the soles are gonna fall. What kind of shoes did you get? Like sneakers?
I think so. Something. It was just simple, rain-proof. I just wanted to try it out, so I was like, they sell shoes anyways. Why not just try it out? You know, it's like dirt cheap as well, but yeah.
I don't know about dirt cheap. Or the ones that you got.
Yeah, I think it's like 15.
Maybe that's why the soles fell.
Yeah, well, of course, but I just wanted to try it out. Yeah. And then afterwards, have you seen when people like throw shoes over like a telephone wire? Yeah, not throw, but you see the shoes there. Yeah. And I was like, I really want to do that. So then I tied the.
Do you know what that's for?
Apparently, it's like the old wives' tale of what it used to be is for something, a drug deal taking place nearby.
Not an old wives' tale, it's the truth.
I don't think it's true.
You just set up a fake drug collection point by throwing your shoes.
Doubt. What's it? Something to doubt. I can't remember the saying.
You doubt it?
That it still exists like everywhere today.
Yes, it does.
But I didn't do it on a pole, I did it on a tree because
same thing. Have you been to Oster Park?
It was hidden.
Have you been? Yeah, that's the exact point. Okay. Have you been to Oster Park?
I haven't looked at Betty. So
the Oster Park also is notorious for being the worst park because of the population of homeless people and drug related stuff that goes on there. But aside that, also coincidentally, air quotes, there are also a lot of shoes being thrown on trees. So you just contributed to the problem.
Yeah, but now like
I guess that's your
wouldn't
ideal
police also know that?
Speaking of which,
Honestly, I threw it badly. Like it was good. Okay, ideal, sure.
yeah,
I'll let you segue.
go ahead.
Today's topic is what would you do if you ran the world?
Yeah, Sabrina, what would you do?
No, I want you to.
No, I don't have an answer because you
Imagine you were starting this world from scratch.
paint a picture. You
What are
paint
all
your
the things
picture.
yourself? No. Tell me.
No,
What
you
all issues? Because you were like, oh, it's so obvious. So say the obvious
No.
things. I want to hear what you think is obvious.
You're not putting me in this.
So there's no obvious things? You have no answer? You like the world it is?
You're not putting me
So the world's perfect, Cohen.
because you're gonna say the most generic stuff about end world hunger and world peace and everybody's happy.
But I want you to say it.
Why me? This is your idea.
I'm going somewhere. Just cause.
Yeah, I just did.
That's it. End world hunger and world peace.
Yes.
Okay. Poverty, war, borders. What?
What about borders?
Have it still.
Huh? Why not?
I know.
We're ending all the other things that are byproducts of the main thing. No byproducts, no problem.
Okay. What would you do differently?
Oh, we're not. Why are you trying to ask me the questions? This is your thing. You tell me.
Yeah, it's my thing. That's why I have the questions. What would you say?
No, I'm asking you the questions, and I probe deeper to you. Let's
No,
why not? Why don't you want to do it this way?
Because I have things to say.
Okay, so exactly. So say your things.
Yes, I have questions to ask. That's what I'm doing.
Questions and things to say are
differently with the world now.
Nothing.
There aren't any systems you want to change.
Nope.
Gosh, systems. No.
What? I'll throw that question back to you.
Well, it depends what's peeving me week after week.
I
think borders are stupid. I recently learned about the whole Berlin meeting where they just drew lines in Africa and called them borders.
He learns about that.
They didn't teach me that in school.
Okay. Yeah.
I think it affected you most because your countries look more like
yeah,
not natural, I suppose. I have a normal border, kind of.
And so, what would you do about borders?
I don't not have them. They're a man-made construct, no?
So no borders.
Yeah, why not?
So then, what's a country?
Just why does it have to be anything? It's just the people that are living there.
The people that are living there. So what's stopping everyone from just going to one area because it's a lot more better than the rest?
Just let them go.
So then, 7 billion people living in.
That's not gonna happen. That's an extreme.
Well, yeah. Who's gonna stop them?
Why stop them? Just like let it be. Roam free. That's what like animals do. That's what we used to do. Right?
Yeah, that's what animals do, and there's a reason why there is such a difference in how far we've come as a species compared to other animals.
I will never be able to support your argument just for the fact that it's sort of coming off the idea of like from the people on the inside, right? It's like, oh, we wanna protect ourselves, so we're gonna set up these rules and block other people, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And that's like the rich wanting to stay rich, you know, kind of mentality. I don't know. Yeah, I can never agree with that. Oh my god, I recently watched, not recently, Attack on Titans because I have a thing against anime, and then my brother was like, you know, you have to like knock it before you try it before you knock it or something, and then
don't knock it before you try.
Right, and then I was like, oh, fine. I was like, okay, start with the best, and then I watched the first few episodes, like for like half of the first season, and that's like their whole idea was that there are 3 zones, and it's like poor and poor on the outside, and that they have issues with like the outside coming in. Anyways, probably not that relevant, but yeah.
But okay, do you understand that this thing about their borders being drawn up isn't just a thing of the modern era, and that it was an idea that we have evolved to live with since like community creation and stuff. Like it's like a tool for organization outside of all the other political stuff.
Yeah, the political stuff is the issues.
So no politics.
Oh, okay, sure. I'll go on a limb and say yes.
Do you see my problem with this entire conversation?
No, why?
We cannot describe anything of this ideal world because it quite literally cannot exist.
Always keep saying, "Oh yeah, in an ideal world, in an ideal world." So it's like, okay, what's the ideal world? Well, if we don't have a common consensus of what an ideal world is,
And we don't. That's why. That's why we have.
So what? This phrase is mute.
An ideal world. Your definition of ideal world would be so different from my definition.
But that's why I want to know what it is. Like, what are the differences between yours and mine? And I want to know why.
Why we have different.
No, I want to know what the differences are between yours and mine.
Why? What does that answer?
The baseline is that I probably naturally have a very naive perspective, and you are sort of more realistic, I suppose. So I just want to know your take on this.
On an ideal world, I don't have a take on an ideal world, just because of what I'm trying to say, being like it can't exist. It's not a thing.
But you live your life to make an impact.
Yes.
So your impact, it's like what means nothing.
But I'm not
just impact.
I mean, in the grand scheme of things, we're like cross sectioning different ideas. An ideal world, or at least what it assumes is that okay, it's like a sandbox of like stuff and no rules, no nothing. Right? You are playing God.
Okay.
When you define what an ideal world is.
Sure.
And when you ask me about me wanting to make impacts, that's me working with what I have in the world that we currently live in. That's not the same as trying to get.
So that's why my second question was, what would you change with how it is now?
What would I change?
What would you do differently?
About the world.
Yes, as it stands now. Or as what is relevant to you. Like, I don't know, the education system, the diversity, grocery stores. Speak on what matters to you. I don't need you to cover every single base.
Okay, what matters to you?
I think not too long ago I told you about like how I didn't like the education system. Because I thought it could be set up better.
Of which country?
I think it was something about like the general one. I can't really remember now, but what I do sort of recall was kind of supporting like the Montessori school system, even though I don't really know what goes on there. it's like a holistic education, so connecting a lot of things. So I know for like young children, sometimes they go on walks, like nature walks, to like one, connect with nature, but two, find like the Fibonacci sequence in nature, find the fact that like what flower petals are all in odd numbers, things like that. Like it's a very simplistic explanation, but it's that idea.
Classroom learning.
So it's and like learning to something that better suits you. Like also in that book and movie that I watched.
Divergent.
Like do what comes more naturally to people instead of just how it is now. I think that was it. I can't really think of now. But what there's nothing you would do? You have no thoughts on this? You have no opinion?
Not really, because I feel like there's so many people in the world that already like make it their life's mission to.
Yeah, but that's why we're just talking about it. It's not like I'm holding you against this.
No,
and it's
like not holding me against it, but it's like
feel like your stance is your.
What?
I said stance.
My stance.
I feel like your stance.
Oh.
I feel like your God, your stance is that it's like not gonna change anyway. So like, why think about it? Or or oh, there's
Not
no
is not
point in thinking
finishing.
about it, or like
It's-
all these things.
Second is more accurate than the first.
Just
I'm saying that just
breathe.
because
It's just words.
whatever I can even think of right now would have already been thought of to an
That's fine.
amount
I just
of
want to
capacity
thinking of.
more than I have because they made it their life mission or it's their job.
That's
And so
fine, but I just want you to think.
it's just gonna be a very naive, like, oh, I think this should be
I
this.
want that.
But then what's the point?
Because I just want to know, because I have no idea what you're thinking, and I've never spoken about this with anyone else. And might as well-
But like I don't really have anything like
what
concrete.
what have you thought about that has already been done?
I don't know.
So you have no thoughts?
I guess is
It's I think you're like not letting it be just it's like black and white, just it's words right now. It doesn't mean anything. Who cares if people have done it before? Who cares if people are doing it now? Who cares if this is like I don't know, a shadow to what your political viewpoint will be one day? Like it's just words now.
it's
Okay.
just words, but it's like, okay, I'm like working on extremely limited information and a very
It's that.
small
cares?
worldview. Whatever I say will literally not mean anything. Like, I say, oh, in the education system, I think maybe like get rid of exams. Why? What's the alternative? Like, do you get what I'm trying to say?
Matter, just say it. See what
It should though, because
Why?
you're the one who said we're describing an ideal word, and we're gonna go deeper and deeper and deeper. And if we can't even go deeper than the first
Not
level,
necessarily. We could just keep it at the first level. Right now, you're at no level because you're not saying anything.
because the first level implies a second and a third and a fourth.
Doesn't matter. The whole point of my idea today was that it doesn't matter. It doesn't have to go anywhere. It doesn't have to mean anything. If honestly your opinion is just to have no exams and you don't even have a single reason, then say la vie. Just say that.
Okay, so outside of education, what else?
But no exams? No, you say something.
I said no exams.
You have any reason or just no exams?
I just think it would be cool.
It would be cool. Like like written exams?
Just exams.
I remember when I was younger, I was against. I thought that like they weren't an adequate enough of an assessment for like someone's skills and like what's important to learn and retain and apply. So I thought that that would be a better system. Like now, I think I don't know, maybe oral exams are going to be better, I suppose, for some people. Okay, I know now they're probably going to do that because of the whole GPT and LLM and whatever. But I feel like sometimes it should be sufficient if someone can like explain a concept or know the steps, even if I don't know the answer's wrong or something.
But
especially if it doesn't apply to their future. So still assuming the.
But a lot of people,
education.
but that's a lot of exams. Explain photosynthesis is like a very common question in a science exam. So what's the difference between that and saying it? If anything, writing it might be a little less stressful for some people than
Yeah, for some people, but not everyone.
So what are we doing?
I think in an ideal world that it would cater to the differences of like different learning styles and things like that, and not like put kids.
But how do you even like figure that out?
That's just an idea. We don't need to. That's not the point of this podcast.
See, these words are so empty.
Be empty.
No, because like
Why
there's no substance.
Why can't some things be empty, Caleb?
Because then it's like,
well, we're obligated to change the world with everything that we do, every word that we say, and breath that we breathe.
Like, we're not saying anything. It's just like a waste of
meaningless. Yeah, I want it to be a waste of words.
But why are we wasting words?
Why not? You want to save your breath for your what's it? Commencement speech, whatever. Inauguration. I don't know.
No. But I'm just of the opinion that if we're gonna say things just for saying sake, then I don't know, like, what's the point? Empty barrels.
I think some things can't be empty barrels.
But empty barrels make the most noise.
So make noise.
But that's not.
Think about it, especially if this is the opinion that you have. This might be the only time in your whole life where you'll have empty words. Why not let it just be now for the next 10 minutes? I don't know.
Okay, let's go away from education.
No exams.
What else will there be in this ideal world that we're trying to describe?
Free public transport.
Free public transport. So then, how is it? Why? How is it free?
Doesn't matter, just free. Like you just get on and you don't have to pay, and then you get off and you don't have to pay. Doesn't that sound fun? Nice.
No, because
somewhere, just hop on, hop off.
like it just doesn't make sense.
Why
Like
doesn't
the
it make
idea is there.
sense?
It's like okay, this right now feels like the type of thing that I, as a 6-year-old who just started learning about the world,
Exactly.
that like, oh, why don't we just print more money, or like, why is money?
But that's the
You know?
point. That like,
But it's like,
when will you or have you last spoken like this? I think it's fun, and I think there's something to it. Maybe you see it as
what
free
is
stuff,
there
which
to
is
it?
fine. Doesn't matter. I don't really know now. I won't. Maybe I won't ever know. Who cares? Who cares? Today will pass, and you'll never remember it again.
Free public transport. Okay. And what else?
You go.
No money.
No money.
No money. So I trump your idea because if there's no money.
Was that the whole point of you saying that?
Yes.
Really?
Uh
Thanks.
huh. What's your next?
Mm,
Feel like a chess game.
yeah, which one? Just
Yeah.
like pile on mine just because you're
blunder it.
competitive. Let me think. Mm, 4-day weeks. I think makes sense. 4-day weeks, 13 months, 4 weeks a month,
4 weeks a month, 4-day weeks,
13 months a
13
year.
months.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then they're all like 30 days, I believe.
Why?
Because I feel like for weekends that it takes like one to, rest, recover, and then you get like one to enjoy, and then the last one you like set up for the next week. 4-day week.
But do you think we only why do you think so that's better than the what we have right now?
Yeah, 5-day week into a weekend. Yeah.
Because like you don't think that us thinking this is just a byproduct of what the system currently is, like as in the idea of grass is greener.
It probably is. What does it matter?
No calendar.
That's no,
Ideal world.
no, no.
We could have drawn that line anywhere along. Why are you drawing it here?
Because I let you pass on the past one with the one before.
No
I was like,
money?
fine. Okay, whatever. He's at least saying something with this. No,
No calendar.
no.
You don't want to hear my reason?
You don't have one. He would have
Yes,
said
I
it.
do. I have a
You have a
reason
reason for no money?
for no calendar. Yes.
What is it? Why didn't you say it?
The reason is pretty self-explanatory, I assume.
No.
No
That's all
money, no
right.
problems.
There's self-explanatory, self-explanation. No money, no problems.
Yeah.
Okay.
No calendar, no obligations.
No,
Everybody just
that
does
doesn't make any
whatever.
sense.
That makes so much sense.
No, it
So
doesn't.
much sense. You don't.
Unless you're attributing more to a calendar than what I am, but I
There's no
don't know.
concept for Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday.
Okay, if you want no concept of time, that's fine. But
That's
like, no
different.
calendar, it's a piece of paper. Like, what do you want to do?
The calendar is what gives us our idea of time, at least in the world that we live right now. We know that Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and after enough Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Fridays is the end of quarter one, and quarter two means grind mode, or quarter three means relax.
See, I assumed you meant the literal calendar.
Like 1st of January, 2nd
No,
of
like
Jan.
a grid that has 31 days.
No calendar means no Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Sure. Um, my whole idea with no borders was because I think that like visas and all of that is stupid. That you That there's restrictions on that for people. Mm-hmm.
So currently in Ghana, and also this is so there's Nigeria Ghana relations have been on and off for time. There was a time in the 20th century where the also Ghana must go movement, meaning that Ghanaians must evacuate Nigeria because there are a lot of Ghanaians in Nigeria. And currently there's a resurgence of that, but the other way around where there are a lot of Nigerians in Ghana, and the sentiment now is Nigeria must go. It's kind of a flip on what had happened X amount of years prior. And the problem is it is a legal requirement for foreigners to not be able to sell retail in Ghana. And this rule applies in a lot of different countries, including South Africa and Nigeria. They're only allowed to sell wholesale. So, for example, if you buy something, if you want to be a seller, a business owner selling stuff in Ghana and say you're from Nigeria, you can only sell it wholesale to Ghanaian other Ghanaian businesses who can then sell it at retail to consumers. And there's been a handful of Nigerians who are able to come into the country legally and then start doing that, where instead of selling wholesale, they're selling retail. And for some reason, they're able to sell at lower prices than the domestic market. And so that's driving out a lot of that's obviously, and also they're sending money back, so it's a lot of cash flow out of the country through illegal means, albeit that they enter the country legally. Some people also enter illegally. So if no borders, what's stopping more people from just coming and abusing the
Well,
laws
there's
that
no money, right? So it doesn't matter.
right. Yeah. What do you hear what I'm trying to say? Is like your idea of no borders might be good for one reason, but also like have negative, unthought about consequences.
Unintended consequences? Yeah, I imagine everything I'm saying is unintended consequences.
Right. Okay.
But I believe at some point we figure it out.
Right.
Or we rewind time a little bit and see what happens. I don't know, but I don't know. I think it's weird that it's just land and it's controlling people in and out. But I mean, assuming, I don't know, world peace, no hunger, no poverty, so people wouldn't need to leave.
It seems like your idea or this collective idea of an ideal world is just devolving back into like a very primitive lifestyle.
Probably. That's what I find simplest to work off of.
Why do you think that is? Why do you want to live like that?
Because my faith in humanity comes from what existed before and not necessarily what existed now, what exists now.
But that's your understanding of what existed before.
Exactly.
You feel like you would live a better life as a monkey?
Not that far back.
As,
Like hunters and gatherers.
as hunters and gatherers, you think you'd live a better life than you live
Okay,
right
the grass is greener on the other side, but I find it, less variables then, so easier to work off of then than now. People figured it out before, they can figure it out now.
But then, okay, so then it's a thing of if life was objectively better, then why did we devolve this? Obviously, like evolution has no direction. It's just us in hindsight thinking that this is upwards. It might be a downwards revolution. We don't know.
I was thinking forwards, but sure.
Same forward, backward, upward, downward. It's the same
No, but you
idea.
chose to use the word upwards.
Same thing.
I know.
So you think we will see now? You made me lose my train of thought. You think we would live? We objectively live better lives as hunter gatherers?
No, I find it easier to choose my ideal world from that period than now.
So say let's assume the baseline is hunter gatherer humanity.
Mm-hmm.
What are you adding or subtracting from that to construct your ideal world?
What am I adding?
Like, because you're saying you're
Like, what would I
basing it
change along the
off of that.
timeline?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know enough about the timeline. Honestly, my perfect world would probably be no humans.
So
Like,
you would
have
rather
nature.
just be dead.
Sure, that's what it takes. As long as everyone else is dead. This was literally my whole manifesto in
Your
first year.
whole manifesto is for everyone to die.
Yeah. Um.
I think that's called treason.
In.
I think
Huh?
you're a terrorist.
But for like nature.
You're a nature terrorist.
Nature too. Sure. Do you know I have a whole thing against when I was younger? I had this whole thing against like Western medicine because in my mind that it's huh?
Have you watched the Lord?
Yes.
Against Western medicine because
I think that less people are like naturally dying and like taking away the bad diseases with them. So now,
what about the people that ended up with a situation close to, like, for example, like the invention of insulin that saved so many lives from
mm-hmm.
Second World War, First World War, whatever. I don't know, what would you say about that?
What do you mean? What did I say?
You're against Western
What do they call
medicine,
it? Natural selection? Yeah.
right?
Like I think it stopped like natural selection or hindered it or whatever.
Okay. So you think it's an overpopulation thing?
Mm, Again, I was thinking a lot more simply than all of this. It was just, oh, I think that's sort of what's just happening. You know, more people are living, diseases are lost, like sticking around longer.
So what about people that are born blind or deaf, and these things that are curable due to Western medicine?
Natural selection. No, I can't say that. Obviously, I can't say that.
This is a very
But
dangerous
obviously,
ideological
yeah,
pillar to stand on, Sabrina.
I know. I know, which is why none of my words mean anything, and I'm never gonna act.
Hunter gatherer days. If you were
You know what?
deemed
You know what was my
physically, you would just be
manifesto?
left behind.
Then let that be. That's nature taking its course. My first year manifesto was because it had to do with climate change. Was um, how I got to the idea was basically we as a species have that like innate, I don't know, desire or whatever to keep our species alive. So like we're doing everything to do that, right? With like medicine, save some people, blah blah blah, save some people, save some people, you know. And sure, everyone knows that. Like all animals do that, right? But we had to come up with an idea to, what was it? Improve climate change, solve climate change. I don't know, contribute. I can't remember. And I was like, whoa, the ultimate sacrifice would be to like eradicate all humans and just like give it back. And then it shouldn't matter because we're all gone. It's not like there's like a surviving few, and then it's like, okay, you know, we gotta play God who's worthy enough to like keep living, you know? We're all gone and we're just giving it back. And I was like, that's the actual final solution to climate change, I feel like.
Is
Because
to sacrifice yourselves.
yeah, because we've gotten them, it or she, I guess, was a guy to, you know, sacrifice a lot for us. And if we wanted to return the favor, this would be the ultimate sacrifice.
So then this is then following some sort of religious belief.
To nature, sure. Because the world's going to keep living without us. Like, eventually we'll die out and the world will keep living.
And
that's what
eventually the world will die out and something else will keep living. So then why are we drawing the line with us?
I don't know. I'm part of the problem, I guess.
Yeah, but you can also be part of the people that fix the problem. And it doesn't have to be as extreme.
Yeah, I could, and that's probably what I'm going to do because I'm not going to kill all of humanity, including myself. So I'm probably going to spend the rest of my life.
Why this extreme? Like, is it just like...
Do you know what it is? It's this. It's like looking at a problem and then you're trying to find the easiest like point of intervention, right? And you realize like, oh, the farther back you go, like the sort of easier it is to reset something, right? say it's like you're cleaning your laptop and you're wanting to back it up and you want to clear it, right? And you start by moving your documents and you're like, okay, I don't need this and this. But then you realize, oh, if I just delete the whole folder, it's like easier, better, whatever. And then you're like, oh, if I just like hard reset my entire laptop, get rid of everything, that would be the easiest step to whatever I want to accomplish of having like a clean
But
laptop.
that has
What?
which happens you're gonna talk about is byproducts,
Yeah, obviously.
negative byproduct. Human beings still do occupy a very large footprint of nature's ecosystem, and so just eliminating 8 billion of us, sure, like might help solve climate change, but also there are a lot of things that will be off balance by the absence of us, and then that might even be a different type of climate change that
Yeah.
you weren't even like thinking about. So
Yeah, but I'm not part of the problem anymore. And
so your whole thing is to just not be part of the problem anymore.
no, my whole thing is that I don't think I'm doing everything I can do unless that happens first.
But are you saying you're not part of the problem, as in like a collective you, or individually you yourself? Because you can live your life being carbon neutral,
Again,
and you're not part of the problem.
I find it
Kill everyone
incredibly
else.
easy. I find it incredibly easy to dream these sort of simple, naive dreams
If it's
without considering consequences, what other people have done before, what other people are currently doing, or what I could be doing. I just think of it, and then after that, I close it and I put it away, and I move on with life. Like I don't find the like necessity to think through it because it's likely not something. I don't know. There's a long pathway to it, and what I'm doing now already is to like work towards like bettering this world, right? However that may be. So then when I have these ideas, it just yeah.
but what happens when it just stays and it's like
What it says?
it's still a
Oh, I just have the idea, and now I can't answer any of your questions because I never think through it.
no? But I'm just saying, okay, like your idea, you don't want to be part of the problem anymore, and then you have this idea, you want to kill everyone else, but then you realize that's not feasible. But you can kill yourself, and then you kill yourself. That's not a that's not a good. You didn't think
Why is that not a good thing?
killing yourself.
Why is that not good? What would be the end of your sentence?
It's not a good thing to kill yourself
Why?
because
I'm
you,
more of an asset alive.
huh?
I'm more of an asset alive.
No, you acted on a very limited scope of information,
So, but
and
that's the
it
point.
was inherently wrong
Sure. Okay.
because you're thinking you're so your thought process was human beings are the problem. So get rid of the problem, kill human beings. Not feasible. I'm part of the problem. Kill myself. I'm no longer part of the problem.
No.
But you're such a.
No.
That was exactly what I said.
No.
Okay.
It was just a simple. We created problems. We are the problem. Take it away. That's it.
Yeah, so that's why I
nothing
said so you're gonna kill yourself.
well, there's nothing after. No, I'm not gonna kill myself. This was the manifesto. We were told to dream big.
And that was your.
That was it. I don't necessarily even attribute it to what I am now. I don't necessarily even still believe it. But it was just a thought I once had, and it's something related to this.
But I just asked,
It's
and you were just asking me.
You were confusing me with all these questions, and
What's the problem?
I never think more than once I have my single line of thought.
Yes, but I'm saying because that's not a healthy way of thinking because you're ignoring so.
That's not how I'm thinking.
You just said that's how you think. You dream big and.
Why? It's not healthy to think of like killing everyone, or
It's not healthy to think in the way that you were thinking in order to get to that conclusion because you ignored so many variables.
yeah. But that's the whole point of a manifest. That was the whole point of that manifesto. At least, like to just dream and then make it make sense in the writing. That was.
But it didn't make sense.
You didn't read my paper.
From what you're telling me, it doesn't make sense. There are a lot of holes there.
Yeah, of course there's a lot of holes. There's a lot of holes in everything I do. My knowledge is so limited, and there's an infinite amount of knowledge out there in the world, and I'll never know enough, and I don't know enough, and I don't know enough in everything that I do already.
Okay,
Like, what was I doing for the rest of my life? Changing all the variables? I took the metric here today. Did I consider its impact on the world? Oh, I just took it.
okay,
Like,
that's not. See, now you're expanding it outside of this contained bubble of what we're talking about. You're engaging in a thought exercise, but the exercise you're doing is 1 + 1.
and that's it, but that's all I want.
But if you do,
Why does it have to be developed or like questioned? Or what do you want? What would make you happy at the end of this? Me saying, "Oh, it was wrong," and I'll stop thinking that way. Is that like
no, I just want you to
have better reasons to have this thought and like have it better thought out?
engage in a slightly more
Nuance?
critical, nuanced thought process.
Why? It's silly.
Yeah, but then you wrote a whole manifesto on it.
For an assignment for our first assignment in first year. And the manifesto wasn't even about this. The manifesto was about because I think it had to be about like actionable steps or something. It was about like what would
steps.
it would be like what would happen to the world after. And that's what I did.
So what happens to the world after we all go? In this ideal world. Is it even considered an ideal world if you're not living in it?
Yeah, why not?
And so then who is it ideal for? You're not living in
The
it.
world, the Earth. Maybe Earth is better. The ideal Earth, I suppose.
But you don't know if that's Earth because this is your definition of an ideal world.
Of course I don't know.
So your definition of an ideal world implies that it's an ideal world for you.
I don't know. It can be whatever you want.
I can't because imagine I'm like, okay, I'm gonna describe your ideal world. That doesn't make sense. I'm not you. So then,
but that's what the initial idea for this part was, that you just grab what you because as you established so beautifully at the beginning, everyone has different ideal worlds. So I just wanted to know about yours, and
yes,
in return,
your definition is not your ideal world because you're not living in it, huh? I didn't
think when I talked about the manifesto, it wasn't about my ideal world, I think.
Okay, but your ideal world is hunter gatherer.
No, I think that's easiest to change. However, we're gonna go back to this. My ideal world is free education and free public transport.
Okay, so free public amenities.
Sure, yeah. Sounds good.
Private public.
The jury said no money, so then.
Okay, no, we're thinking about this now. So common. How did you come to what categorizes public transport and education? What public services be made free? Public services are already free, but you mean like?
Well, public transport because.
Public services be made free is your.
What also public services?
So not paying waste tax, not paying the transport, not paying for education, including higher education, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Other public services. It depends on the country, but if electricity is supplied by the public sector and not by private companies, then electricity be free, water be free.
Mm-hmm.
All public services.
Well, if we're gonna keep pulling at this thread, why not let everything be free?
So that's your ideal. What is everything free?
Ah, sure. If I think about it, probably.
So what would you do?
What would you do? This was literally your idea.
How is my?
You said no money. No money.
I was just saying that to compound on what you said.
So you didn't have a reason.
I gave you my reason.
No money. Okay, no money, no problems, Caleb.
So, what would your everyday life look in this ideal world of everything be free?
I don't know. Keep doing what having put no thought into it. keep doing everything I'm doing.
Right.
But just not to paper.
So, life as you see it right now, but just nothing costing anything. What's stopping you from like fucking off and
what?
I don't know.
Because the system doesn't work if I'm the only one in the system I make up.
So everyone must. Yeah, we're assuming that everyone agrees to this of everything being free. And so everything being free and everyone sticking to what they already do.
Man,
nothing changes.
Your blanket statements are so tough. That's why I just said public transport and education, but this black
because I'm okay. So why just public transport education? Because first we said public transport education.
Because it was the two most recent things that are relevant to me. That
And then I categorize
I
that as
thought that.
public services.
No, let's just leave it at public transport and education, and then ask me what you
Literally.
want to ask, and maybe I'll be able to answer.
Those are the only two things made free.
Uh-huh.
And then everything else.
No, let's not talk about everything else. Or just
No, I'm saying everything else remains.
Sure.
But it's because these are the two things that you pay for.
No, because these are the two things that literally was on my mind today.
Uh-huh. Because you pay for them.
Sure, yeah. Well, education, I feel like the disparity is unfair between like students and also just the idea of making like elite places, you know? And then public transport because
Making elite places.
Like elite schools and having
okay.
whatever. And then public transport is because I feel like it wouldn't.
So you don't believe in meritocracy?
Oh God. Ugh. Meritocracy, though, what people work to get there?
Sure. Naively, let's say.
No, but I do think I'm coming from the perspective of the people who like aren't able to afford it but are like
good enough.
To be there, then can be there.
Mm. Interesting. You know, MIT has this thing where I think you're able to, don't quote me this, it's someone who told me this.
Don't quote me on anything I've ever said on this podcast.
You're able to go there for free if your parents make below, I think, combined a certain amount.
I think it's quite a few schools, right?
50,000. So why not just that wide scale? Why free?
Well, in this current system that we have, the way the world is like working, then yeah, that probably would have the same effect as in my ideal world for education. Sure.
But then it's like, okay, so then there is no incentive to get rich, I guess, because if you're rich, now you have to pay.
Well, one, I don't like the idea of having that be the next dot that we're connecting. But and also two, I'm trying not to assume this like fundamental assumption that everyone will have malicious intentions or selfish intentions, given I don't know good things happening in life.
So
hence hunter gatherers was what I thought perhaps less greedy then.
Do you think people were less?
I don't know. I think it was a simpler time then. That's all I'm saying. Less variables. I don't know.
Not true.
Okay, take your word for it.
Because let's even just thinking through. Okay, so now we're talking about human qualities that are might not even be learned. I don't know what the research is saying on this.
My ideal world would be with everyone that has this sort of like pure, wholesome intentions and just wants better for everything. There you go. That's my ideal world. And has this idea of like unity, working together, and like all the good things, you know?
So a 1960s cult.
But if everyone's in the cult, then there is no cult.
Nice.
Yeah. There you go. That's my final ideal. What's yours?
My ideal
You have
world.
none. You just don't dream. It's okay.
I really don't. And maybe that's a problem.
But that's why
Maybe I don't.
I don't know if you mean that, but I don't know if you mean that, but I think people should be able to dream. And you currently seem unable to dream.
Yes.
I'm kind of surprised though. What?
No, I just said I wonder why.
I don't know, but you've got other motivations that keep you going, so that's fine too.
I guess.
Your whole underwear situation? From my experience, a lot of the things here have just like the whole honor system and people just believing people and just like replacing or something. Like, you know, when you message a company and you're like, oh, like they lost my package, and then they just like, okay, we'll just send you another one, stuff like that.
I don't think that's
It's been nice. What? On the system, yeah, they take your word for it. Even though definitely there are people who like fib about it, right? And
no, but what if they can, like, what if they only replace it because they also know that it got lost?
Honestly, I don't think it's that. I think it might be more, if I'm having to take this very literal, like pragmatic view, is that it's cheaper for them to just like reimburse it and have like good and happy customers. And doing that,
So then
at
it's
that cost,
not.
it's fine. But
Well,
end of the day, they replaced it for free without going through the whole like, oh, let's track it down. Blah, blah, blah. Sometimes, or I can't think of other things now.
but it's not pure intentioned.
I think it's pure intentioned.
But you just said you want the entire world to be.
Yes, I didn't say it was pure intention. I said that's the real world now. And your underwear thing wasn't in my ideal world. But I just think it's somewhat a little bit better here than what
ideal world hunter gatherer, no one.
what I grew up expecting in South Africa at the very least.
Exactly. This is a learned behavior.
What, dreaming?
No. Also, yes, actually.
Well, everything's a learned behavior, but what's your
Not
point?
everything is a learner. I think there are some things that
You just learned it. No, you learned it from somewhere, and then you learn a new one if you change it. Then
there are inherent human
for
properties.
instance,
Selfishness.
that's learned.
Mm-mm.
You think people are inherently selfish?
Yes. That's literally how human beings work.
Okay, sure. Go ahead.
Unless everyone in the entire world learned it.
Can they also be inherently good?
We're not going back to
Yeah,
that.
I know. Yeah, I know. But can these occur concurrently or no?
Huh? No, because the idea of good and bad are human constructs. Selfishness is something I think is fundamental. Like, it's not a. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, good and bad can be defined based on where you're from and what you believe. Selfishness is selfishness.
Okay.
Greed
is greed.
is greed.
What did you want to say about learned behavior?
No, there are learned behaviors and there are inherent properties, and obviously I'm not a psychologist, and I have to do some research. Speaking of, I have so many readings
for uni.
Yeah. Oh, not so many. Like a healthy amount. And they have it all in this like little website entirely that I can just add them to my list, and then everything is like on command I can just get because we have every book in the entire world. But
how much are you paying again?
Yeah, so yeah, learned behavior and inherent properties, and maybe we need an education system that makes learned behavior something desirable by you in your ideal world being pure intention and whatnot. So we just take kids and we isolate them from their parents and everything, their outside world surroundings.
Oh, trust me.
And just give them to Sabrina, and Sabrina will teach them how to be like Sabrina. And then the entire world is pure intention.
They all get crushed. Let's say
intention dreamers that want to die for the world.
I should just burn the whole population and more protocol.
Yeah. I think that's the conclusion of this podcast. Thanks for listening.
But I think, yeah, I don't know. It's been on my mind, this whole thing of like children and then the character traits they like grow up to have or something. Like, I think a part of that is inherent and, well, I mean, just broadly speaking, inexplainable. Like if I were to draw a comparison, like in adolescence, right? Parents seem perfectly normal, but yet the child
won the Emmy. Congratulations.
Okay, I don't care. And he grew up having like traits, huh?
To win.
He what?
He was the youngest guy.
Oh.
To win the Emmy.
I heard something about dad, and I was like,
no, also the dad won an Emmy.
But he's famous, no?
I didn't even know him before.
I didn't know him. I don't know anyone.
Well, I knew the guy from the police guy. He was in Top Boy. Anyway, sidetracked. Get back on track. Yeah.
Yeah, just the idea that like some children just will grow up with traits that you can't control. That was like kind of inevitable.
Well, I mean, but in adolescence,
I'm
we're able to see like hints of it
Bigger.
coming from his dad, and then also a part of it from social media. And there's an argument being made that you could have controlled that by limiting his screen time or being better
Yeah, but
monitors of what he saw on the internet.
but I think he got like a pretty average experience, you know? Like this is stuff you would change if you could like do it all over again, go back in time. But other than that, like I don't think he necessarily had any more screen time than other people his age and other people around him, and yet, you know, other people didn't do that.
But he went down a particular pipeline.
Yeah, and
I don't think you
and
can
who's
consider
like
that average.
maybe if he hadn't, what did he do? He killed the girl. Maybe if he hadn't killed the girl, something else would have escalated further down the line. Like, yeah, I don't know, the what, uncertainty of human beings. I don't know. Anyways, I have two things to tell you. I guess kind of. We were talking about like podcast ideas. Remember, you asked me something like, am I enjoying what I'm doing? Like, am I enjoying what I'm learning? So you're like, because I chose this master's, and then
Well,
naturally,
it's about a different pod idea now. But
oh yeah, like it'll come up. And then it hit me that like, oh, I think people who usually take their masters like have a kind of a special interest in what they're doing. But I that's not the first thing I would say about the thing that I was doing. And it was on my mind for a bit. I was like, wait, am I actually like enjoying what I'm doing? And I didn't like call that to question. So then yesterday, I don't know, I had some sort of clarity, and I was like, wait, definitely if I think about it bigger picture, yes, I'm enjoying what I'm doing. Like systems are everywhere. It's really interesting to know about them. But obviously when you're like in the thick of it and you're just reading paper after paper, you're kind of like, whoa, this is a lot of papers. And then yesterday I started just before I started something, I like pointed out to myself like, oh, what's gonna interest me about this? Like, what do I actually really enjoy about learning about this? And like, it's changed this whole mindset. And also on top of that, I'm starting to write now, but like pen and paper, and I've enjoyed it my whole life, and I would rather do it over like typing on my laptop. And I was like, oh my god, that was like my biggest barrier in doing anything. It's so much easier for me to just start like work or getting into it by beginning to like write something, even just like the heading, rather than opening my laptop, like opening the tab and just, you know, starting like that. So it's like, oh my, it's so simple. But these two things that you told me have changed a lot. Also, time blocking.
That's nice.
Yeah.
I find it funny how everyone is like, a lot of people, not everyone, some people, not even a lot of people, always like prefer like more writing on pen and paper than
I didn't know that, but
that where like yesterday when I walked past uni to try to get my bike, another part of the underwear story that I didn't get to. But there was some guy sitting at Lebkov, literally nothing apart from a notepad and a pen. I was like, oh, he's just writing. I was like, because like a person like that 100 years previous would have killed for a computer. It's like, what are we doing? But hey, to each their own. And what else are you gonna say? What else did you say? It was the last thing that you said. Time blocking. Oh yeah.
motivation, time blocking, and writing.
So funny. Same three things that I just spoke to my friend about like last night. Because he's entering his thesis semester. And he's starting to get he's starting to get into like having like being more productive or not with his time.
Lock-in season.
No, not even that.
Okay.
I told him not to. No. And it was just random coincidence. I didn't talk about it in particularly the exact same way, but I just told him like write everything that was the first thing you want to learn to do to free up some more space in your head, and then everything else like you will figure out as you like go through it. I didn't want to like show him like my Notion, my kind of stuff, because this is something that I worked on like past 2 years to like find something that works for me. He's gonna do the same because he has like one note, like the notes app. He has one page and everything else. Like, but
it's all in one page.
Yeah. Yeah. My computer's on 3%, so good time to end.